Anna. I'm a potter, and I'm starting an online pottery course called Communing with Clay. I have a pottery studio in Washington Heights, New York, and during this pandemic, we've been forced to close our doors to our community. And so looking for ways to still share the art of pottery with those that are interested. I thought I'd do a little bit of sharing some hand building techniques that we're going to be working on in the course. And if you're based in Washington Heights, you can fire with us. We have clay for sale and the ability to fire with us. You can visit our website, communingwithclay.com. And if you're not located in New York, you can purchase clay. There's so many places that you can get clay. Local pottery studios, local potters that are probably in similar situations, trying to re-envision how they're going to operate and share this art, this craft with others during this time, and are open. Many are open to firing your work for you. So you can always reach out within your community and look for spaces. A lot of the work that I do personally is wood firing technique, which is a beautiful way of connecting with the community. It's something that, you know, it's a pretty ancient craft where you go for days feeding the kiln anagamas and borigamas with wood. We do it in shifts because it has to go 24 hours. And so with those, some of the kilns that I fire in do a little bit slower firing and a quicker ramp up. So those that you would need your pieces bisque first, but others require, you know, they do a slower ramp up over a longer amount of time, so days, week, up to 10 days. I haven't done any quite that long, but some do go that long. And with those, you can normally put in greenware, so you don't have to do the firing. So you could always save your work for that. There's a lot of different firing techniques. And most of what I have to show, well, it's a mix, but a lot of it is wood firing because that's been my method of choice. I just love the techniques, but I'll also share that with you a little bit. But things that you can do without the wheel. So the kind of work that we'll be going over in our course will basically start with pinch pots. So all you need for pinch pots is basically the clay and your hands. And you know, this is like a very small sampling of a pinch pot. But basically you just take a little bit of clay and just mold it. Oh, there I am. Mold it with your hands. You begin to shape. So this could be like a little salt dish, ring dish, jewelry dish. Other kinds of things that you could make with pinch pots would be, you know, you could make a form, put a hole in it. You would probably want a little bigger. You could do chimes. We'll go over things like that. You could also do, you know, a little pinch pot. Like here's another pinch pot. This is a piece that I actually wood fired. This is a little pinch pot rock vase here. Little flowers. But I love the texture. I don't know if you can see that, how close I can go with the texturing of the ash that falls on a piece as it begins to fire, like this little corner. So this was just formed with clay, pinching, molding with the hands. So that'll be the first technique we'll begin to go over, our pinch pots. And then we'll move into coil building. So coil building is basically when you roll out almost like spaghetti noodles or of clay, you know, different widths. You can use thicker. And so a couple, before I get into that, this is a pinch pot. I use this for a little incense burner, another little wood-fired piece. And then, so from there, you can get into coil building. So a couple samples of coil building. Again, you just roll out the pieces. This is a little mini vase that I've made. Let's see. You start with coils, build out, and then in and up. So there's a coil vase there. Here's another little example. This one was actually wheel thrown, and then I did a pinch rim, but you could do this in the coil method. This is wood fired too. So I call these my little altar vases. So I put them on altars with incense, chimes, flowers. These are little platforms, hand-built platforms that I make. They're slab built. I often use these for setting vases, flowers. Also use them for cheese or pastries, things like that. Coil. Do I have any more coil? I think that's it for coil to show. And I got off a little bit, but the other favorite method that I have is kurinuki, which is basically carving. So you take a block and you carve it. So I'm going to show you some samples of things that I do with that. So I love tea, cacao, ceremony. Here's the little samples. You can see the texture, the carving of the pieces, and then I sort of carve and pinch the rims. So that's a piece of kurinuki. I like sake glasses, so here's a cup, some little sake cups. And they're a lot of fun. You can take shots with them, even shots of wheatgrass if you don't drink. Here's a little, this is another little, let's see, sake shot glass that was made, carvings. Here's a little espresso cup. This is electric fired with mixed clay. My husband actually made this one. And I also have these boxes. So this is a wood-fired little container that I made. Kurinuki, so this is carving, lid. Love that sound. And let's see. This is a little bit larger cup. And this is kurinuki and pinch. I like to pinch out the rims. I knew I had something. I'm not gonna, well, maybe, can I pick this up? Let's see. So this is one I started with a wheel thrown and then coil added. So this is electric fired mixed clay with a clear glaze. So that is, but we could do that. You could do the whole thing coil, or you could do like a slab molded base and coil on top. There's so many different ways. It's really fun to get in there and explore. Here's an electric. I started making these little boxes to hold incense, but this is another rock carving, different style box. with a lid. So these are unglazed electric pieces. And I just love getting in there, getting the different textures. I get really inspired by nature, rock energy, earth energy, water energy. So I have several, and they're all different. And I'm still exploring those, working with them in different ways. Here's a little teacup that was carved. And so let's see. So next, slabs. You can do a lot of fun things with slabs. This is a slab vase that I made, wood-fired, and then, yeah, wood-fired slab vase. So you just roll out the pieces. There's some techniques to help make it turn it this way. This is a slab platter. This is electric fired. So I call this my free bird. I don't know if you see the bird on there. Platter. So that's made with a slab. This was made with a slab. This is also electric fired. It's a nice little dish for holding fruits. I like things rough. I like rough around the edges, but you can definitely, there's ways of making things smooth. So there is a sort of bowl. This is a piece my son actually made. We made these for gifts, these little, this is the only one I have left several years ago. But a slab coffee cup. He gave these to his teachers as gifts, the end of middle school. We just rolled out a slab, attached it, sort of round and attach it, put a base on, and then the handle. We also have, so these are made with slabs. I think I mentioned that earlier. I like, I don't know if you can see the feet, put this sort of rough bases, a little torn, work with different ways of getting texture. And this was a experiment I did a while ago. I made these candles as a fundraiser for a thing, and this is all slab made, square candles. Didn't burn that well, but you know, we learn from our mistakes. I mean, it burnt well besides the outside edges. So I like the design of this. It's sort of fun. You can play around it. It's a similar style to how I do my things, and then you can just set it down, and it's got a little elevated base. So that was fun. And I think that's pretty much it. So let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to email, DM. Again, Anna with communingwithclay.com, and we have online classes starting up soon for learning to make your own pieces.